Welcome to Sober Talk. I'm Dennis and I have lived experience of alcohol. If you or anyone you know is struggling with alcohol, please call Alcoholics Anonymous on 1300 222222 or check out their website on aa.org.au. I'll just run through the preamble of Alcoholics Anonymous. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other. They must solve their common problems and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution, does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses or opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics achieve sobriety.
Hi, I'm Leah and I'm an alcoholic. I started going to AA nearly 10 years ago now. I had a problem with drinking from my very first drink. I was a blackout drinker. And a drink made me feel better. It took away all that anxiety and all the nerves that helped me fit in. It helped me do life. It was like my best friend. When I put it down, I didn't know how to do life without it. My drinking went in stages where I'd swear off of it and stop drinking for a while, and then I'd start drinking again, and then I'd start off with one drink and it would increase, and it'd start off with beers or something, and then it'd turn into a 6-pack, and then it'd be a bottle of wine, and it'd just be a couple of glasses, and then it'd be the whole bottle, and then it would be the cask. Just as soon as I had that first drink, I couldn't stop. It set up that compulsion, and I wanted more, and I couldn't drink like normal people. I would mix my drinks really strong, and I would drink them really quickly to get that effect. The first drink just like sort of soothed everything, and then I'd want more, so I chased that feeling, and then for a yacht, I'd be in a blackout, or I'd be causing carnage, or ringing people up on the phone and telling them what I thought about them, or messaging, or abusing people, things that like annoyed me. They would boil up and wake up the next morning not knowing what I'd done or who I'd abused, or always in trouble, car accidents, DUIs, assaulting police officers, lots of things. I could never guarantee my behaviour when I drank. I just couldn't drink normally. Like if I had people over, I would have my normal drink, my glass sitting out where everybody else was, and then I'd be sculling drinks inside because I couldn't drink. I didn't know how people just sipped on their drink, or had one glass of wine with their dinner, or took a 6-pack to a party or a couple of UDLs and just drank them the whole time. I would drink before I got there so I could fit in, and then I'd just make a fool of myself there and drink whole. And they say an alcoholic gets drunk to go to a party, a normal person goes to a party to drink. No. I was that alcoholic. Drink driving with my kids in the car. Just always getting myself into trouble, drinking certain drinks because, like vodka, you can't smell that. Well, that's what I thought. I'd have vodka in my water bottle sometimes. Speaking on that, the first time I ever went to the gym, I had vodka coming out of the pores of my skin. You can smell it a mile away. But I just didn't I didn't know what was wrong with me. I didn't know why I drank like I did. I thought it was my upbringing. I thought it was, certain events that had happened in my life, which is nothing really major, but I always blamed my drinking on something else or someone else. And it wasn't until I went to my first meeting of Alcoholics Anonymous that I realized that I drank the way that I did because I'm an alcoholic. And there was no other reason. Like, I have that one drink, it sets off a compulsion and I want more. I did a lot of damage with my drinking, with people around me, the people that cared about me. I'd isolate myself. I thought I had agoraphobia. I didn't want to leave the house. I didn't even want to go out to the letterbox some days until I'd had that first drink. It just helped me fit in. It helped me cope with life. And I was always wondering why I was depressed and anxious, and I didn't once think it was the alcohol until I actually put it down. That coming up nearly 10 years in sobriety, and I've had to learn to live sober again. Just had to learn to do like everyday daily things like housework, cooking, the gardening. I always had a drink while I was doing all of that other stuff. But, today I've learned how to do life without it, and my confidence has grown, my awareness of myself and others. Alcoholics Anonymous has taught me a lot. It's taught me how to live again and how to deal with other human beings, and to look at my part in things. It taught me a lot. So, I don't have to pick up a drink to fit in anymore. Like, I can do social events. I can do parties or family things. I don't need the alcohol to give me courage. I don't need it to leave the house today. I no longer have to worry about the police. When I was always doing the wrong thing or I was drinking, it's like, oh, the police. And now I don't have to worry about that. I'm doing the right thing. But AA, it's given me a life. It's I've been able to buy a house in sobriety on my own. I've achieved a lot without drinking. Like, I can hold down a job today. I'm no longer bringing up sick with a hangover or making up, a million excuses on why I'm not coming to work this week or today. It's made me an honest person. I'm no longer having to lie or cover up. I was always, when I drank, I was, always forgetting what I told people and covering up. I wouldn't want to go somewhere, so I'd lie about it. I was always having to remember what lie I had lied, had said, and I don't have to do that today. To be honest, and if I don't feel like doing something or don't feel like going anywhere, like I don't have to. Like, it's but when I drank, to have that drink to give me the courage. Life is good sober. I had to learn a lot of stuff. I had to learn to parent again. I had to learn, just to be a decent human being. I had to unlearn all those toxic behaviours that I'd had when I was drinking, and really look at my behaviour and But I no longer have to wake up and feel that that gut-wrenching feeling in my stomach of not knowing what I'd done the night before, and the hangovers and the dehydration and all that sort of stuff. But I had to learn to look after myself again as well. Like, I had to learn to eat healthy and get regular exercise and drink water. And when I was drinking alcohol, I barely drank water. Like, I would have been so dehydrated. I was, I went to a naturopath and they just they gave me all these vitamins and stuff to take, but I was drinking straight vodka on top of that stuff. Yeah, my body wasn't absorbing anything. So yeah, now I actually look up myself, but I just don't, there's everything of my system. Yeah, life is good sober. Like, you know, the thought when I first gave up drinking, just the thought of not having a drink, well, it's just a day at a time. You just get through it, you know, day by day. And then the days and thinking it's all the months and add up. But yeah, the thought of not having that in my life to begin with was like, you know, it was my best friend that got me through life. But it's really scary. But yeah, the longer that I put it down for, the better I felt. And I know today I pick up a drink, I'm only going to lose everything that I've worked so hard for. And yeah, life's too good. Like, you know, you get that after a while of giving up, you get that. You know, you get all your emotions and your feelings back, which can be a bad, like, you know, it's very, I drank to numb all those feelings and things out. But, you know, you also get like all the happiness back again as well, like, you know, that exciting little feeling that you got as a kid, like, you know, in your tummy. And, yeah, life's good without it. And, yeah, I don't want to up it. Yeah, just to, yeah, I don't know. It's not, my drink wasn't fun. It just got me in trouble. Yeah, it was probably fun in my young years, and it just, yeah, just turned bad and, you know, ruined relationships, ruined friendships, and, you know, always caused problems in the family and all that sort of stuff. Like, it was just, yeah. Just never fun in the end. I can't drink like normal people. Yeah, I can't sit there and have one wine or one beer. I'll have the whole lot plus more. And yeah. So anyway, I'm just grateful that I found AA. It helps me learn to live. It gives me direction. You know, all my life, I went to counsellors, psychologists, doctors. You know, what's wrong with me? Why do I feel like this? I would go in there and just tell them what I wanted them to hear, and, you know, tell them that I was drinking one or two wines, which, yeah, I was drinking way more. Yeah, just told them what I wanted them to know. And yeah, I had to put the drink down and get honest with myself, and that I wanted better life because of it. So yeah, I'll leave it there.
How did you go with the God side of the program, Leah?
I wasn't sure about you know, I'm not religious or anything, but it's a spiritual program. It's not it's not a religious program. I guess it's your understanding of a God. I do believe there is something. I felt a bit funny with it to begin with, but I think, like, you know, I was in enough pain that I would believe, you know, have a, you know, I would have, sort of like, you know, I needed help. So, you know, I was willing to give anything a go. So, yeah. But to me, it's a spiritual program. I do believe there is a God of some sort. I do have faith today. Like, I know that everything, you know, everything works out the way that it has for a reason. Yeah.
And what about making amends? How did you go about that? Did you find that part difficult?
The making amends, I think, with my sponsor, the amends part of it was, you know, making a list of all the people that you harmed, and then, yeah, I'm willing to make an amends. It was a bit daunting to begin with, but she didn't like push that on me or anything. She basically said, like, you know, the time will come up when you're ready to apologize. Don't just go out and make an amends and because you think you have to, like little situations would come up where I'd run into someone that I'd harmed or I'd in my drinking days and, and I genuinely felt sorry. So I would apologize. So it's not, it wasn't as scary as what I sort of thought.
Yeah. And did you have any backlash at all from making amends?
No, haven't had any, no.
Repercussions of anything that might have occurred? Yeah. And so how many meetings? What's your meeting situation? Do you do local meetings or?
So when I first got sober, I used to go to a couple, 2 or 3 meetings a week, and then it sort of increased once I realised that they were helping. And I just couldn't sit with myself. Like I didn't like, the person that I was because of my drink. So I found it really hard to sit with me. Like I always had to be busy so I would go to a lot of meetings. So I wasn't just sitting with me. I was around other people that understood the way that I felt and the way that my brain thought. I just didn't feel alone. But yeah, I think it's important to get to a couple of meetings a week at least. Whenever I'm feeling down, I get to a meeting and I feel better. So they definitely help.
Yeah. And is there many meetings around where you live or?
There is. There's plenty of meetings. You can go online and check around. There's meetings every day, like lunchtime meeting, that afternoon meeting. Yeah, they had to have a lot of meetings in Adelaide.
Is there many ladies' meetings just for women or?
Yes, they do have women's meetings. Yeah. So you can sort of share a little bit more in depth or get more comfortable, I guess, like some women.
Yeah, I suppose if you're coming out of a bad relationship or something like that, that sort of thing helps.
Yeah, it's like a safe place for women to go and share and, you can share your stories, like, if you've been through similar things and, a bit more understanding.
Yeah, good. So you're a member of a group, are you? Have you joined a group? Do you need to join a group or?
Well, it does help if you have a home group because that's your base, like, where you go and it makes you accountable and you show up. Yeah. And you go and help them set up. You help with the dishes or something after or, and you get to know the people there.
So you do a little bit of service, huh?
Yeah. Help out, help the meeting up. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. All right then, Leah, thanks very much for sharing and keep coming back.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, no worries.
Thanks.
We have local meetings for the full week in the local area. Monday is Gala meeting at 8 o'clock. Tuesday is Elizabeth East at 8 o'clock. Wednesday is Elizabeth East at 8 o'clock. Thursday is Two Wells at 8 o'clock. And Friday is Salisbury at 8 o'clock. There's a meeting at Daveron Park at 12 o'clock. And on Sunday there's a meeting in Salisbury at 7 o'clock. And many other meetings in the area. For details of your local meetings, please phone 1300 22 22 22. And once again, if anyone you know is struggling with alcohol issues, please call Alcoholics Anonymous on 1300 22 22 22. The website is aaSouthAustralia.org.au.